And we welcome you to the Alderson's Awards West postgame show. For trophies, awards, t-shirts, and so much more, go to aldersons.net for their full catalog. I'm Tyler Hergert, joined alongside me, Keith King, and we saw the Onalaska Loggers win 60-8 over Newport. Onalaska, the 4 seed, able to advance into the quarterfinals as they make their way there. They're the first 2B squad to get themselves into the quarterfinals. And Keith, what were a couple of things that stood out from tonight's victory for the Loggers?
Again, it's just the dominant play of this Onalaska line just has really carried them this season. We see some great plays from their specialty players.
Yeah.
But this line really carries this squad.
Yeah, Nathan Preslika, Steven Gomez, Justice Miller, Justin Jacoby, and Will Zandell. They are all outstanding for this Onalaska squad, and they not just move people out of the way, but they create holes for their own players too. And all the ball carriers for Onalaska, they're really able to find the hole, and they utilize it well too. They don't just they're not just running haphazardly; they're running with a purpose.
Yeah, the running backs on this squad are fun to watch. They can really turn it on. But man, if it's not for that big line up front, that becomes a whole lot rougher.
Yeah, especially with the way how the Onalaska loves to run the football, and they were able to get some really long touchdown runs too. But they also, when they were able to ground and pound it too, they had some long drives throughout the ball game.
Yeah, they had some sustained drives. These Grizzlies really slowed them down a few times, a little more than I've seen them slowed down this year. So, that was actually good for Onalaska tonight, going deeper into the playoffs, to have somebody kind of make them work at some of these series.
Yeah, and not just work at the series, but also work within the drive. They faced 3rd and long a couple of times as well, so they had to, figure out a way. How do you pick up first down with a really run-heavy team on 3rd and long? They were able to do that pretty successfully, and got to credit Newport for fighting all 48 minutes, and also Brody Driver in the first quarter having that kickoff return for a touchdown, a highlight for the Grizzlies.
Well, and Hank Kirkwood was out there tonight doing a little bit of everything, clearly dinged up.
Yeah.
And still playing hard all the way until he came out of that one.
Yeah, and he was banged up a couple of times in the ball game and had to come out in the third quarter. But, yeah, he was definitely toughing it out throughout the whole ball game, as we'll give out our Thorbeck's Game MVP, brought to you by our friends at the Thorbeck's Wellness Centers. Strong today, stronger tomorrow, strongest together at Thorbeck's. And there's a couple of players that we could have given out our game MVP to on the Onalaska side. Could have given it out to the whole offensive line, which we have done before, believe it or not. But we're going to give it to the senior quarterback. Blaze Underhill had a couple of really big plays, found the end zone a couple of times, had a big long touchdown run earlier in the ball game too, and we'll give it to the senior. Blaze Underhill is our Thorbeck's Game MVP, but I mean, you go down the line of guys. Rodrigo Rodriguez, of course, he has great games as anticipated. Had another great one tonight. Lane Gordon, the sophomore, he was really impressive on both the offensive and defensive side of things. Sam Pancook had a couple of nice plays. Morgan Allen played outstanding, the sophomore, especially on the defensive side for Onalaska. Called his name quite a few times tonight. Also, again, want to shout out Brody Driver on Newport side. Brad Martin had himself a good game on the defensive side for the Grizzlies as well. A couple of the bright spots on this Grizzly squad.
Yeah, we just saw some great play out there tonight from these guys. The score maybe doesn't reflect it, but it was good to see this Newport team go so deep into the playoffs, and they just came up short tonight against a very tough Onalaska squad.
Yeah, 6-5 is the Newport record on the season. But again, we talked about it earlier. They were 3-4 on the year. Looking at not even being in this position, they rallied back with 3 straight thrilling victories. Hats off to the Newport squad. We hope that they have safe travels on their way home. I know they're going to be staying overnight tonight, and they had a long day today. I was told the football players left at 6 in the morning to make it out here tonight. So, again, safe travels to everyone who came out for Newport, not just the players, but the fans and the family that came out with them. Hope they have safe travels back home as Onalaska makes it into the quarterfinal round with a 60-8 victory. So for Keith King, I'm Tyler Hergert signing off for the evening as it is Onalaska into the state quarterfinals. Once again, the Loggers advance. Newport season comes to a close. Hope you have a great and safe evening, and we'll see you next time on the Eli Sports Network.